The referee overseeing the global trading system has just been shown a red card, leaving many to predict more chaos ahead for international trade. The World Trade Organization's Appellate body ceased to function on December 11th after the United States refused to nominate new judges to replace those who are retiring. The system needs 3 judges to function, now it only has 1. But the Appellate body's demise may just be the tip of the iceberg. The US has other grievances with the WTO, many of which can be boiled down to the same issues which have led to a bruising trade war with China, which in turn has paralysed global trade growth. This is important because the WTO sets the rules for 96% of global trade. It's supposed to ensure a stable trading environment and also tries to resolve trade disputes that sometimes occur between its members. If a country is unhappy with the result, they can file an appeal, and these are heard by the Appellate body. The Appellate body's ruling can allow aggrieved nations to slap tariffs on opponents, and many think that it's this power that acts as a deterrent and keeps the global trading system in check. It allows contentious issues to be resolved without descending into messy tariff wars. Without it, many experts think that the sort of tit-for-tat tariffs the US and China have exchanged since 2018 will become the new normal. Advocates of the WTO told us this is the doomsday scenario for the global trading system. So why did the US pull the plug on the Appellate body? Former US trade chiefs told us that America consciously forced a crisis within the WTO because it thinks that the body has strayed from its mandate. Some in Washington think this would accelerate reform, and in fact, many nations feel the WTO does need to reform, but not everyone agrees that this is the way to go about it. The WTO's rules haven't been updated since 1995, and any changes need the consensus of all 164 members. This is a really key point. The world body's rules are not designed to cope with the impact of a state-led economy like China, which joined the WTO way back in 2001, ushering in a new era for global trade. At the time, the US thought China would become a more open economy, and critics say that simply has not happened. American critics point to a lack of rules on things like cyber intrusion, forced technology transfer, and especially towards China's persistent subsidizing of its state-owned companies. The US say this gives it an unfair advantage, and it's this perception that China has an unfair advantage that is really important. Back in 1995, the total value of China's trade was $280.9 billion US dollars, just 3% of global trade. By 2017, this had jumped up to $4.1 trillion US dollars, up to 12.4% of global trade. Back in 2001, when China joined the WTO, it accounted for just 4% of the world's exports. That had risen to 13% in 2017. China is now the world's largest trading nation and second largest economy. Yet at the WTO, it still enjoys developing country status, another bugbear of the United States. It means that Beijing hasn't been forced to open its economy to international business in the way that Washington would like. US President Donald Trump may think this, but when it comes to WTO cases involving Washington and Beijing, the US is the undisputed winner. Moving forward, the Appellate body's death is potentially very serious. We may end up seeing more trade disputes, even the sort of trade war that the US and China have been caught up in for more than a year now. These sorts of disputes deter trade and investment, and it's part of the reason why many economists fear a global recession may be on the horizon. The Trump administration didn't start the war in the WTO. This was a huge issue under previous presidents Obama and Bush too, but Trump shows no sign of wanting to save the WTO. China, meanwhile, has said that it supports the Appellate body, but has shown little appetite for reforming its own economic practices in a way that would suit the United States. So for now, it seems that the days are numbered for what many consider to be the teeth of the World Trade Organization.